Hello, Immortal News family, and welcome back to our channel. In the last 24 hours, we have received the somber news of the passing of extraordinary talents, and today's episode is dedicated to honoring their memory. Before we start, we kindly ask for your support. If this video or the legacies of these remarkable individuals have touched your life, please consider giving this video a thumbs up as a sign of respect and remembrance. Thank you. Number 8. A great movie poster will get everyone's attention, and Robert did that. Robert E. McGinnis passed away peacefully at 99, leaving behind a legacy that helped define the golden age of movie posters and book cover artistry. His brush brought timeless elegance to the bold, dramatic, and mysterious. Though known to many through his dazzling posters for James Bond films, like Thunderball and Live and Let Die, McGinnis's reach was broader and deeper. Over a 7-decade career, he painted the covers of more than 200 paperback novels, from noir thrillers to romantic adventures, shaping the imaginations of generations of readers. Born in Ohio and raised near Cincinnati, Robert began sketching early, even while overcoming limited vision in one eye. His career began humbly, as an apprentice for Disney, and grew through war service, study, and eventually, a move to New York, where his passion met opportunity. From Breakfast at Tiffany's to Barbarella and the stylish Matt Helm series, McGinnis's poster art created anticipation before a film even began. On bookshelves, his covers were often more memorable than the novels inside. His distinctive portrayal of women, stylish, poised, and mysterious, became instantly recognizable. Yet his true gift was versatility. He merged realism with storytelling flair, helping stories leap off the paper before a single word was read. Though soft-spoken, he was a mentor, inspiring younger artists with generous advice and unmatched discipline. His work graced top magazines, from National Geographic to Good Housekeeping, and in 1993 he was inducted into the Society of Illustrators Hall of Fame. Colleagues and fans flooded social media to honor him after his passing. Artists credited him for sparking their careers. Film lovers remembered how his imagery helped bring cinema to life before the first scene even rolled. Robert died of natural causes, surrounded by his legacy, a body of work that remains vividly alive in pop culture. He is survived by family and countless admirers. As one admirer put it, his art told you a story before you even turned the page or bought a ticket. Tributes to Robert E. McGinnis. Number 7. There was no doubt in my mind that I could write a song. Larry Bastian once said those words, and he lived them every day of his life. Bastion's music shaped the heart of country. From humble beginnings in California's farming country to writing some of the genre's most iconic hits, he followed his passion with quiet determination. That journey led him to Nashville, and eventually to a legendary partnership. With tracks like Unanswered Prayers, Rodeo, and Nobody Gets Off in This Town, Larry's songwriting helped launch Garth Brooks into superstardom. His lyrics carried grit, heart, and truth, fitting for a man who grew up cowboying and working in fields before spending 15 years as a government biologist. Country greats like Tammy Wynette, Reba McEntire, and George Jones sang the stories he wrote. Stories rooted in real life, written by a man who never chased the spotlight but always lifted the music higher. As a friend and collaborator, Larry earned deep respect. Garth Brooks called him an irreplaceable figure, adding, "I couldn't imagine the list of music's greatest writers without the name of Larry Bastian." He passed away peacefully at 90. Though the world has lost a remarkable voice, the songs, and the soul behind them, will stay with us forever. Larry Bastian believed in his craft, and that belief moved hearts for generations. His honesty, humility, and love for music created a body of work that will keep resonating for years to come. Tributes to Larry Bastian. Number 6. If there's gonna be another Fred Astaire, I think it might well be Pat. Those words from Gene Kelly captured a truth about Patrick Adiarte that many recognized. His gifts were rare, radiant, and timeless. Patrick Adiarte, the Filipino-born dancer and actor whose presence lit up stages and screens for nearly 2 decades, has passed away at the age of 81. He died peacefully after a brief illness, surrounded by love. Born in Manila and raised in the U.S., Patrick made history in 1956 with his role as Prince Chulalongkorn in Rodgers and Hammerstein's The King and I. He shared the screen with Yul Brynner and Deborah Kerr, captivating audiences with his poise and grace well beyond his years. He reprised this powerful role on Broadway, then starred as Wang San in the groundbreaking production of Flower Drum Song. In both roles, he wasn't just performing, he was paving the way for young Asian actors to see themselves in stories told on America's greatest stages. One of TV's most unforgettable moments came when he danced beside Gene Kelly in the omnibus special, Dancing a Man's Game. Patrick's fluidity, charm, and modern tap style left an impression few have matched. Through the 1960s and 70s, he became a familiar face on television, returning again and again to iconic series like The Brady Bunch and Hawaii Five-0. Audiences also remember him fondly as Ho John on Mus H, where his heartfelt performance brought humanity to the screen. Equally at home in front of a live audience or a lens, Patrick's work reflected not just talent, but heart. He brought authenticity, dignity, and joy to every role. Colleagues remember him for his humility, professionalism, and ability to make everyone around him feel seen. After stepping back from show business, Patrick chose to give back, teaching dance in Los Angeles and nurturing new talent with the same energy that defined his own career. He was a joy to watch, one fan wrote, a superb dancer and even better spirit. Patrick leaves behind family, students, and admirers around the world. His legacy lives on through every artist he inspired, every show he lifted, and every barrier he helped break. Tributes to Patrick Adiarte. Number 5. Music was always more than a performance to Joel. It was a conversation, a connection, a calling. Joel Krosnik, the beloved cellist and mentor, has passed away at the age of 84. He died peacefully, surrounded by loved ones after a brief illness. His passing leaves a space in the world of music that can never quite be filled. For over 4 decades, Joel was the heart of the Juilliard String Quartet. With them, he toured the globe, sharing the profound beauty of both classical and modern chamber music. His recordings with the ensemble remain defining interpretations, acclaimed for their clarity and intensity. But his journey began long before the concert halls. Raised in a family of musicians in New Haven, Joel was already exploring piano trios with his mother and brother as a child. By his teens, he had devoured much of the chamber repertoire. At Columbia University, he embraced contemporary music, helping to found the Group for Contemporary Music, a sign of the innovation that would mark his career. Joel's deep musical partnerships were central to his work. His longtime duo with pianist Gilbert Kalish brought the music of Beethoven, Brahms, and beyond to life with unmatched sensitivity, and his collaborations with living composers pushed the boundaries of what the cello could say. More than a performer, Joel was a generous educator. He taught at Juilliard for decades, serving as chair of the cello department. Countless young musicians credit him with not just shaping their technique, but also inspiring their love of music. His summers at the Kneisel Hall Chamber Music Festival fostered lifelong artistic friendships. His honors were many: prestigious awards, honorary doctorates, and the Juilliard President's Medal among them. But talk to those who knew him, and they'll tell you this: Joel led with kindness, curiosity, and care. In remembering him, the Juilliard School called him a towering figure whose artistry and humanity shaped the modern landscape of chamber music. It's a fitting tribute for someone who gave so much, on stage and off. Joel Krosnik leaves behind a legacy of sound and spirit. His recordings, his students, and the music he championed continue to echo with his voice. Tributes to Joel Krosnik. Number 4. With a quiet determination and an unshakable passion for motorsport, Bob Garretson built more than a racing career. He built a legacy of vision, grit, and timeless influence. His path from Southern California drag strips to the global stage of endurance racing inspired generations. Bob's journey found its defining moments on the world's most demanding tracks. A landmark victory at the Daytona 24 Hours, a win at Sebring, and most notably, the first ever World Endurance Championship for drivers in 1981. But his story extended far beyond checkered flags. He managed and raced with Dick Barber Racing, achieving podiums on iconic circuits, including a proud third in class at Le Mans. Later, he assembled his own dream team with Garretson Enterprises, guiding it to international acclaim, all while sporting one of racing's most unique liveries, Apple Computer's iconic rainbow logo on a Porsche 935, bridging racing with Silicon Valley flair. Bob wasn't just behind the wheel. He was a master at cultivating talent, exploring opportunity, and pushing boundaries. Whether in the garage, in the boardroom, or at Porsche car gatherings, he led with care and conviction. In 2019, he earned a place in the FIA Hall of Fame, a fitting tribute to a man who helped shape the world of endurance racing. Off the track, Bob forged a second career in the tech industry and welcomed life's next chapters with the same curiosity that fueled his racing days. He passed away peacefully at age 91. The cause was natural, a gentle ending to a life lived at full throttle. He is survived by his beloved wife Ruth, their 7 children, and 6 grandchildren. Those who knew him speak of a man as steady as his lap times and as warm as a summer day in the paddock. Fellow champion Brian Redman once said, "Bob Garretson was not only a champion driver, but also a champion of the spirit and camaraderie that make endurance racing so special." He leaves behind more than trophies. He leaves a standard, one of integrity, passion, and a relentless drive to reach the finish line with grace. Tributes to Bob Garretson. Number 3. Roger's music spoke to the soul, but his kindness touched hearts everywhere. Those words, shared by a fellow musician, capture not just the talent but the spirit of Roger McLachlan, who passed away peacefully in Melbourne at the age of 71. A founding member of the Little River Band, Roger shaped the sound of a generation with his soulful bass lines and unshakable rhythm. Born in a small New Zealand village, Roger followed his love of music across the Tasman Sea, joining the Australian stage production of Godspell in the mid-70s. Not long after, he stepped into history as the original bassist for Little River Band. His work on their first 2 albums and over 300 shows helped launch the band to international recognition. His playing was smooth, melodic, and unmistakably his own. After his time with the band, Roger didn't slow down. Whether performing with stars, recording with Australia's best, or lending his talents to film soundtracks like Crocodile Dundee, his bass became the heartbeat of countless songs. He also found joy in sharing his skills, founding Bassic Instinct in the 90s to mentor new bassists and explore the boundaries of his instrument. In 2012, he released a personal project, Roger This, Roger That, an album that showcased not only his musical chops but his deep connection to sound and story. Roger was honored with a Lifetime Achievement Award and was inducted into New Zealand's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But awards were never his aim. He cared more about making music that mattered and being the kind of mentor others could rely on. Those who knew him remember a man who was humble, kind, and deeply generous, a quiet force on stage, and a warm soul off it. Roger passed following a brief illness, surrounded by love. He is survived by family who have asked for privacy during this time. His influence will live on in every note he played, every artist he inspired, and every fan who felt moved by his music. Tributes to Roger McLachlan. Number 2. There was a quiet strength in Mizuki. He didn't just perform, he connected. You could feel it in the way he looked at the camera, the way he held a note, the way he walked into a room. These tender words, shared by a colleague who knew him well, echo the sentiment felt by fans and fellow artists across Japan and beyond. Mizuki Itagaki, who passed away at the age of 24, brought something deeply personal to every role, song, and moment. Born in Tokyo, he was scouted at just 10 years old and spent more than half his life creating. He began humbly in a music video for Fuji Fabric, but it wasn't long before his talent saw him rise. His breakthrough came with the gripping film Solomon's Perjury, where his portrayal of Kazuhiko Kambara left a lasting mark. Around that time, he also debuted as a founding member of the boy band MLK, winning hearts with his vocals and stage charm. Fans followed his journey with devotion. Even as he transitioned into more mature film and TV roles, he shined in dramas like Hanamoyu, In-House Marriage, Honey, Hiru, and Burning Flower, each performance offering a different side of him. His final film, Don't Lose Your Head, released in 2024, showed a vibrancy and depth that made it hard to believe it would be his last. Beyond his work, Mizuki was known for his kindness. Quiet, thoughtful, and always respectful, he had a way of making everyone feel seen. He was also honest about his own struggles with mental health, giving many the courage to speak up and seek help. In January 2025, Mizuki was reported missing. After weeks of hope and concern from fans, his family confirmed on April 17 that he had passed due to an unfortunate incident. He was 24. "We're very sorry to share that actor Itagaki Mizuki has passed away," his family shared. To all the fans who supported him with so much warmth, and to everyone who worked with him, we're truly grateful from the bottom of our hearts. Messages of love and remembrance continue to flood in. His gentle light, his talent, his humility, all leave a space that cannot be filled. Mizuki Itagaki's memory will live on in hearts, in songs, in scenes played over and over again. Tributes to Mizuki Itagaki. News 1. Dave Coulier reveals. He was hospitalized with life-threatening illness in final days of cancer treatment. Dave Coulier, the beloved actor from the show Full House, has revealed that he was hospitalized with a life-threatening illness during the final days of his cancer treatment. The 65-year-old actor, who was diagnosed with stage 3 non-Hodgkin's lymphoma in October 2024, faced an unexpected health crisis despite completing his chemotherapy. In an exclusive interview with Parade magazine, Coulier stated that he began feeling very ill approximately 3 weeks after his last chemotherapy session. Coulier initially thought he had caught a cold, but he went to the doctor at the insistence of his wife, Melissa Bring. Examinations revealed that Coulier's immune system was weakened by the chemotherapy, and this caused a simple cold to escalate into a life-threatening situation. Coulier spent 4 days in the hospital receiving antibiotic treatment. He mentioned that his body was releasing proteins that indicated symptoms of a heart attack. Doctors determined that the chemotherapy had weakened his lungs, and the cold had caused a shattered glass-like appearance in his lungs. Doctors emphasized that if Coulier had waited another 48 hours, his condition could have been fatal. Coulier publicly shared his cancer diagnosis in November 2024, explaining that he had experienced an upper respiratory infection that caused swelling in his lymph nodes. Following the diagnosis, the actor began a rapid treatment process and spoke about battling the challenging side effects of chemotherapy while maintaining optimism. Having learned that his cancer is in remission after completing treatment, Collier is looking forward to ringing the hospital bell and returning to his normal life. He stated that he and his wife Melissa supported each other throughout the difficult journey and expressed his gratitude for life and happiness about regaining his health. Dave Collier's recent ordeal highlights the debilitating nature of cancer treatment and how a weakened immune system can cause even simple infections to lead to serious consequences. We wish Collier a speedy recovery and hope for his swift return to good health. News 2. Garth Brooks breaks silence. After songwriter Larry Bastian's death at 90, "This was a great man" country music icon Garth Brooks has offered a heartfelt statement following the passing of his longtime collaborator and close friend, songwriter Larry Bastian, who died at the age of 90. Following the announcement by Bastion's family, Brooks shared, "This was a great man, a cowboy, a poet, and a true friend." Brooks recalled meeting Bastion when he first moved to Nashville, noting that Bastion took him in like a student. He added, "I love Larry Bastian." The pair co-wrote numerous hits for Brooks, including Unanswered Prayers, Rodeo, and The Old Man's Back in Town. In a statement from Bastion's son, it was revealed that his father passed away on April 6th. The younger Bastion shared that his father taught them gun safety at a young age, guided them in hunting and fishing, and gave them the opportunity to be boys. He also expressed gratitude for his father teaching him how to raise his own sons. Born on September 1, 1934 in California, Larry Bastian spent many years working in agriculture and as a biologist before embarking on his music career. He later moved to Nashville and focused on songwriting, penning tunes not only for Garth Brooks but also for legends like George Jones, Buck Owens, and Tammy Wynette. The music world mourns the loss of Larry Bastian, and Garth Brooks' sincere words underscore the deep connection between the two men and Bastion's significant impact on the country music landscape. News 3. Michelle Trachtenberg's cause of death revealed. The cause of death for actress Michelle Trachtenberg, known for her roles in Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Gossip Girl, has been determined by the New York City office of the Chief Medical Examiner. Trachtenberg, who passed away in late February at the age of 39, died due to complications of diabetes mellitus. The manner of death has been ruled as natural. A spokesperson for the medical examiner's office confirmed the findings, stating that the determination was made following a review of toxicology testing results. Diabetes mellitus is a chronic condition where blood sugar levels become too high because the body does not produce enough insulin or cannot effectively use the insulin it produces. Sources close to Trachtenberg had previously indicated that the actress had undergone a liver transplant. While the exact type of diabetes she had is unknown, medical experts note that diabetes can sometimes develop after an organ transplant due to immunosuppressive medications. Dr. Zinovy Abelev, an expert in endocrinology, diabetes, and metabolism at Northwell Health, explained to people that diabetes is often called a silent killer, as symptoms can go unrecognized, leading to slow damage to vital organs. He emphasized the importance of recognizing symptoms and controlling blood sugar to prevent severe complications. Trachtenberg's passing prompted an outpouring of tributes from former co-stars and fans. She began her career at a young age, appearing in numerous commercials before landing notable roles in Harriet the Spy, Buffy the Vampire Slayer as Dawn Summers, and as the memorable Georgina Sparks in Gossip Girl. Her last credited role was in the 2023 revival of Gossip Girl. News 4. Dolly Parton announces new career-spanning book, Star of the Show, a celebration of my journey. Music icon Dolly Parton has thrilled fans with the announcement of her upcoming book, Star of the Show, a celebration of my journey, which will chronicle her remarkable career spanning over 7 decades. The book promises to offer personal stories, intimate memories, and never-before-seen photographs from the beloved entertainer's life on stage. Set to hit bookshelves on November 11, 2025, the book will provide a comprehensive look at Parton's performing career. Following her previous successes with Songteller, a deep dive into her songwriting, and Behind the Seams, exploring her iconic fashion, this new work completes Parton's photographic trilogy. Inside, readers will journey through pivotal moments in Parton's career, from her early days with Porter Wagoner to her solo superstardom with her first million-selling single, Here You Come Again. In a statement shared on social media, Parton expressed her excitement saying, "I am thrilled to finally share my new book, Star of the Show, a celebration of my journey. This book is my story of my life in entertainment, all the people I've met, all the places I've been, and all the things I've done. Of course, there's a lot of pictures in there too. I think you're really going to enjoy it." In addition to the standard edition, a deluxe edition of the book will also be available, featuring a special cover design, gilded edges, a satin ribbon marker, and 3 exclusive 8x10 prints. Eager fans can pre-order this special edition now. Furthermore, an audiobook version, narrated by Parton herself, will be released by Penguin Random House Audio. This exciting book announcement isn't the only celebration of Dolly Parton's enduring legacy. In May 2025, the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum in Nashville will open a major exhibition titled Dolly Parton, Journey of a Seeker. This extensive exhibit will feature personal artifacts, handwritten lyrics, iconic costumes, and delve into the many facets of her extraordinary career, accompanied by a companion book. Dolly Parton's upcoming book, Star of the Show, A Celebration of My Journey, alongside her exhibition at the Country Music Hall of Fame, promises to be a heartfelt tribute to her unparalleled contributions to the world of music and popular culture. News 5. Tragic news from the world of football today. Gabonese international striker Aaron Boupendza has died at the young age of 28. The incident occurred on Wednesday, April 16, 2025, in Hangzhou, China, where Boupendza was playing for Chinese Super League club Zhejiang FC. Reports confirm that Boupendza died following a fall from the 11th floor balcony of his apartment building. Chinese authorities investigated the circumstances surrounding the fall and have ruled out foul play, concluding the death resulted tragically from the fall itself. Boupendza was known for his striking abilities on the pitch. He proudly represented his home country of Gabon internationally, memorably scoring during the 2022 Africa Cup of Nations. His club career saw him play across several countries, including his time with Zhejiang FC, a period with FC Cincinnati in Major League Soccer, and a particularly successful high-scoring season with Hatayspor in Turkey. His current club, former teams like FC Cincinnati, the Gabonese Football Federation, and fans around the world are mourning his untimely passing. Our condolences go out to his family, friends, and all who knew him. Number 1. It was a thrill to get to work with him, recalled Andrew Peach. Those words sum up how many in the broadcasting world felt about Colin Barry, a calming voice, a steady presence, and a true gentleman behind the mic. Colin passed away peacefully at the age of 79. His death marks the close of a remarkable career that spanned over 60 years. From quietly captivating late-night listeners to addressing millions during Eurovision, his voice was a familiar and comforting fixture in British homes. He began his journey in Welwyn Garden City, eventually landing at Radio Caroline in the 1960s, a pioneering step that helped shape modern British radio. By 1973, he'd joined BBC Radio 2, where his presence would become a cherished constant for more than 3 decades. Colin brought warmth and clarity to every program he touched, from Night Ride to The Early Show, and countless specials in between. He was always ready to step in, to guide, to steady the ship. And for a stunning 25 years, he played a key role on television as the UK's Eurovision voting spokesperson, a moment audiences looked forward to every year. Beyond radio and TV, he lent his voice to international services for the armed forces and led shows mid-air with in-flight productions. His voice comforted people in transit and on duty, just as it did at home. Yet it wasn't only his talent that people fell in love with. Colleagues remember him as gentle, generous, and always professional. Helen Thomas, head of Radio 2, described the station's sorrow at his passing, calling him a valued member of their on-air family. For so many, working with Colin wasn't just an opportunity, it was an honor. Even after leaving the BBC in 2006, he never stopped doing what he loved, still lending his voice, still sharing his gift. Colin Barry's story is one of quiet excellence and lasting impact. He brought grace to broadcasting and served as a beacon for many who followed in his footsteps. He leaves behind a legacy rich in voice and character, and generations of listeners who felt they knew him. Tributes to Colin Barry. Most people like games, Wink Martindale once said. I never looked down upon the idea that I was branded as a game show host. That quote perfectly captured the man millions welcomed into their homes each day.